Tomorrow night here at UB Stadium, a 7:30 kickoff. Another big MAC game for Lance Leipold's team. It's the Bulls and the Kent State Golden Flashes. Let's talk about Kent State coach. It's our Town BMW keys to the game. The Golden Flashes come in at 2-7, 1-4 in the MAC, and they are coached by the youngest coach in all of FBS. At 31 years old, Sean Lewis has taken over the reins there. Could you imagine being a head coach at age 31?
No. that says a lot about Sean and his energy, his knowledge of the game, and how he's really progressed through the coaching ladder, so to speak, on a fast pace.
Yeah, he coached under Dino Babers when Dino was at Bowling Green and also at Syracuse, so he brings that up-tempo, wide-open, they like to call it flash-fast offense. What's the challenge for your defense in that?
Well, the first thing is the pace of it. It's a spread offense. They're going to spread you out. They're going to make you defend the whole field, but it's the play's over and they're sprinting to get lined up again, and they're going to get plays run off. And I haven't heard him say it, but my guess is if they run under 80 plays, they're going to be disappointed. So you look at what they were doing a year ago at Kent to what Coach Lewis has brought in. It's a 180 change, and really I have to give him and his staff a lot of credit because they've made the adjustment. They've recruited towards that already, and you're going to see that they're a good football team now that's on their way to making big things happen.
Yeah, and they found an interesting quarterback to be the trigger of that flash-fast offense. His name is Woody Barrett, big kid, about 240 pounds. Originally went to Auburn, so he has a high level of talent. He's thrown 10 touchdown passes to go with 8 interceptions. He's also their second leading rusher, so here you go with another quarterback that's going to try to do a little bit of everything.
Yes, and like you said, big body, strong arm, physical runner. Most of the time you don't get all those, unless it's Tyree Jackson possibly.
Right.
But I think Woody Barrett is one that is probably, they're using him in the run game more than we use Tyree. So, yeah, he's very dangerous. We're going to have to wrap up. You don't see many times quarterbacks that guys are bouncing off of, but he breaks a lot of tackles. So a lot of things there. He's an excellent football player, and their offense goes as he goes.
Number 2 in the MAC in total offense, which is a good rating of his passing and running abilities. They have struggled on defense. They're 11th in the MAC in defense. Do you see an opportunity for your offense, which is obviously one of the best in the MAC, to be able to do some things?
Well, again, I think we've said it before, Paul, on the show, is that, you match up differently against everyone, and they're in a transition of defensive philosophies as well. Again, a big front. With a 3-man front primarily. We haven't seen as much of that this year, so there's going to be some adjustments for us. But again, it all starts up front for us. We need to play well and physical up front. We've been a little sporadic with that, with our physicality, and we got to make sure we do that tomorrow night.
They're coming in on a high. They're coming off a win. They beat Bowling Green last week, 35-28. A good, solid victory for them over a division rival. So do you get a sense in watching the game tape from that victory that things are starting to click a little bit and maybe they are gaining a little confidence?
I'm sure they're coming in with a lot of confidence. And if anyone ever listens to Sean Lewis talk, he has a lot of enthusiasm and energy. I know he's changing a culture there for what he wants it to be. And I know he looks at last week's game as a building block. And I know they want to continue that coming in here. And we've got to be ready to play our best.
There was such a big buildup and such a big emphasis on the ramifications of the Miami game. Those don't necessarily exist this week. So is there any challenge for you as a coach to make sure your players know it's just as big a game?
Well, we talk about, for the first time in a long time, for us it's been a, I don't know if we're the hunted, so to speak, but if you're leading your division, you're in a little bit more control of what can happen as far as having a chance to win that division. And if you want to stay in that type of control, every game gets a little more important, and you've got to go out and play well. And if you want to be a championship football team or have a chance to play in the championship game, you've got to be able to stay focused 1 week at a time, and we've got plenty to get better at. So we've got to find a way to take another step.
Those have been our Town BMW keys to the game to get you ready for tomorrow night's matchup between the Bulls and the Kent State Golden Flashes right here at UB Stadium. Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much, Paul.